Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Wes. I do vocals for Indighxst, and we're gonna go bar for bar, lyric for lyric for our new song, Limbo.
I took some pills, got sick about my pain.
Is this a personal experience that you've had that you would be willing to talk about in more detail, or is it more of a metaphor for numbing yourself to the world? A lot of this song has to do with escapism and how we run towards different things to kind of bury our problems deep down, or to just distract them. Some people turn to people. Some people turn to promiscuity or alcohol abuse, drug abuse. In my case, it was drug abuse for sure. Definitely something I struggled with in the past as a way to kind of cope with what I was going through at the time. So yeah, no, that was more or less what that line was about.
I feel disconnected from my sense of self.
Does music help give you a sense of identity? Absolutely it does. And it's definitely an area where I've struggled with in the past. I felt like outside of music, there wasn't really much to me in terms of depth or any form of personality or anything. I felt like my music and my lyrics is where I really got to attach an identity, or to really just kind of show people what I was about or what I was going through. And this was back when I first started making music in high school. You know, I've always, historically just talked about myself and what I've, gone through and things that I've dealt with.
Cause I've been living my life through a lucid dream, and I hope for safety when I sleep.
This feeling as though you're living in a dream, something of a coping mechanism to distance yourself from the intensity of the real world. Most definitely. I'd say it's one of my coping mechanisms, or it was one of my coping mechanisms back in the day. That line more or less just refers to that feeling of, for lack of a better word, limbo. Kind of just running your life via autopilot, just kind of going through the motions, coasting, not really being affected directly by any one thing, just kind of, and not even reacting to anything, just kind of absorbing everything, kind of just, tunnel vision throughout. I feel like a lot of people who have depression or history of mental illness can attest to that feeling, just feeling like you're an autopilot, like you're within yourself and nothing's really affecting you. Definitely a feeling of numbness there. Our next line here is, because I've been living my life through a lucid dream. Apologize, just went through that. Our next line here.
Here again, locked inside my head.
This year has felt a lot like this for many of us. How has the pandemic and lockdown affected your mental health? Are you excited to get back to playing live gigs? I feel like the pandemic has affected a lot of bands or musicians in very, very negative ways. We don't have much to inspire us because we can't really live our lives to the fullest the way we were pre-COVID. We're all on lockdown, can't play gigs anymore. A lot of the venues have closed down. And yeah, it's definitely taken a toll on a lot of us mentally, especially myself included. It's definitely been hard, but this time around, I have a lot more healthier coping mechanisms, a lot more ways to keep myself busy, and this new release for Limbo has definitely done that. So, like I said, it's been, very difficult for everybody, but we've been managing to maintain. Definitely excited to get back to playing live gigs, just because that's a big form of release for me. And I know it's a big form of release for a lot of other bands as well. So that first live show is going to be something spectacular. Does being around other people help you when you're feeling spaced out and disconnected from the world? Most definitely, it helps a lot. Even when you're around people and you're going through something like depression, it's very easy to still feel alone in a crowded room full of people and loved ones who claim that they love you and show that they love you, definitely. It's definitely very easy to just feel disconnected and feel detached and feel like even though there are so many people that are connected to you that care about you, it's still very easy, unfortunately, to feel alone and to feel different. What would you say to people who resonate with the kind of feelings you're talking about in the song? Obviously, it's unfortunate that people would resonate with this, but it's music. People write about what they're feeling, and sometimes people need to know that they're not alone. So basically what I'd like to communicate to people who resonate with this song is that very thing, is that they're not alone, that there are people just like them who are going through these things, that feel alone, that feel disconnected, that run to things for escapism and to kind of just keep these things bottled down. I want to basically communicate that that there are ways to deal with it, that there are ways to cope with these feelings. I, for one, started going to therapy following the writing of this song, and it's offered me a lot of insight. It's helped me kind of step out of myself and really evaluate the things that I needed to change in my life and the things that I needed to start doing differently. So basically, I want to just communicate that, one, you are not alone if you feel any type of solidarity with what I've written, and if you feel like you see yourself with these lyrics. And I want to really stress that it's okay to seek help, and it's okay to ask somebody else for input and to step outside yourself. I want to give a quick shout out to the people at Turn It Up Louder and Charlotte. Thank you so much for taking an interest in the music and giving me the opportunity to really communicate the message. Thank you so much. This is Wes from Indighxst.